All right, welcome back. So today's mission, I bought these. These beads have been in my bag for a long time. I've never used them, but they're glow in the dark beads. I think maybe used by carp fishermen, or they're not for fly tying. But I'm gonna incorporate these glow in the dark beads with this heavy brass bead. I found this while walking the bank. This was connected to a swim bait. I used to weigh down I think it was on the hook, hook of a bass fisherman who was fishing a bigger swim bait, kind of used to as a belly weight for that swim bait. So we're gonna throw this on heavy with the glow in the dark beads, articulated two hooks. We will do a crisscross pattern for the articulation. We'll try to fit as many beads in there as possible, maybe two, the brass in between, and then two glow in the darks. And I'm gonna model this after the slick willy. Slick willy is a synthetic, mostly synthetic fly, but it's sparse. It's not heavy. It doesn't have that heavy dubbing head because I want it to sink. When I'm fishing for bass at night, most of this, very rarely, almost never do I get a strike on the surface. But casting out vertical rock structure and letting the bait fall, letting the fly fall, and then retrieving, letting the fly fall, retrieving. It's always on the fall. So I want a pattern that has the weight in the middle, so it's not falling, not jigging, but stripping and then falling, stripping and then falling. I think this is going to solve the problem. But this is just an experiment. Just an experiment. And night fishing is not easy for me. So I only do it once a year, end of June, when the daytime fishing is starting to slow down, summer setting in. I'll do one nighttime session. That's all I can handle. All I can handle. It's hard to stay out there all night long. And then, given that I usually only fish till around 10 p.m., and then I'll go back to my car, take a rest, and start early in the morning, and then fish till maybe 9 a.m. and then quit. But that's my night fishing routine. Last year, I took a friend who had never done it before, and he enjoyed it. And so this year I plan on going again. But it's not easy. Not an easy mission. So we'll start. This is going to be the back half of our pattern. I want lots of flash, and I want thin synthetic or thin natural material, so it sinks well. So we'll start kind of halfway point. I have this older fly that I've been this was a bigger pattern, but I've been chopping off bits and pieces of it, using it, kind of recycling an older pattern, but it's already got the material blended. So we're just going to use a bit of this for the tail section, recycling the old fly. This one doesn't need to be, beautiful looking pattern, but it has to serve a function, and that function is sparsely tied, uniform sink, but still appealing to the fish. So 2 loose wraps, work the material around, then tighten it down. We'll tie that in. I'm not even, most times you do like some kind of wrapping material in the middle. I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to skip that. We'll keep it as sparse as possible. We'll do maybe a hackle on each side, and then another wing section, and then that'll be it for this tail part of the fly. Let's pull out 2 hackles. Normally I would use 4, but again, we want a very sparse tie. So we're just going to tie into slightly longer than the tail. Do 2 on each side. One on each side, rather, 2 total. 2 total, 1 on each side. Let's cut off the butts. That looks good. Then we'll do a little wing. Then the back section will be done. We'll do our recycled. Here's our recycled fly. Do our recycled wing. That's good. It's just blended. I think there's a little bucktail in there and other blended material. Take that down a little bit. And just tie that in. And position, tighten her down. And that will be the back, the aft end of our fly. Nice and sparse. Yeah, perfect. Not perfect, but that'll do. That'll do. Okay. There's the back half. Set that down. Here's the front part. We're gonna do 50 pound, maybe 40 pound mono for our articulation. Excuse me, I hiccuped. Trim that down. Tie in. We're gonna tie in all the way. And first piece of mono. So the way I do the crisscross articulation is I tie one piece on one piece of mono on one side. And then we do one piece of mono on the other side. I'm just pressing it down with my finger so it doesn't roll. Okay. Now we have, I'll try to spin. So we have 2 pieces of mono on each side. We're going to thread our glow-in-the-dark bead, our old glow-in-the-dark beads. I don't know how many we'll be able to get on there. Hopefully a lot. So we'll slide one bead in. And we'll slide our brass bead. This is the recycle. This is all recycle. No, the beads are new. We'll slide our brass bead in. Hopefully it doesn't fall over. And then we'll slide our other bead in. We're gonna have to come back through this. take our hook, and then we're going to travel that mono. I do one at a time. Back through both beads. Come on, baby. Getting jammed up. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, might have to use thinner material. Okay, it made it. So there's one end, and he'll go on this side. And then we get our other piece. Made it through the first bead. Made it through the second. Going back. Oh, it's tight. But tight is better than too loose, if you know what I mean. All right, come on. I think I got it, actually. Yeah, I got it. Holy mackerel. Got both. I got both. I don't care. I don't want a lot of side to side. I want stripping and then falling uniform down. Stripping, falling uniform down. We lost track of which are crisscross, but it doesn't, I don't think it matters. So I'm pulling it tight, and then I'm gonna start tying it in. Tie it in. If you want to make it extra secure, you could fold that over and then tie it down, but that might be a little overkill. I think if you're going like musky fishing, you'd do that. I think total length maybe 8 inches. I don't know. All right, articulation is done. Let's get some glue on there. A little bit. And then let's start building up this part. We'll follow the same. We'll do a little bit of flash, a little bit of hackle, a little bit of flash, and then we'll see where we are. We'll see how we're doing after that. For this bunch, I'm going to reverse tie and then build back, because I don't want the material sitting, on this. I want to give it some space in between the articulated portion, the articulation portion. So I kind of want to build it over. So I'll reverse tie it in. Reverse tie. Get some longer pieces here. That looks good. Yeah, good length, good length. Trim that out. Flip it, and then make sure it's not too sticky. One loose wrap. 2 loose wraps, and work that material around. That looks good coverage. Then tighten. And now we will push. And this is a reverse tie. Good bucktail technique. And push and press. Advance the thread, and then build up a little thread bump to help sit that material back. That's good. Oh, oh, I can sit there. That's fine. All right. I might need some shaping. That's good enough. Let's do some feathers. Pick 2 feathers from this cape. I bought this cape at Cabela's when I like 30 years ago. Still using it. Measure out those feathers. Tie them in. Tie them in. Trim them off. Trim them off. That's good. Another section of reverse tie. My recycled material is running low. We're going to build this one a little bit heavier. And then measure it out. I got something on my hand. 1 loose wrap, 2 loose wraps, smoosh it down. Check the distribution. Good, tight, tight, tight. And then push it back. You got to be careful you're not stabbing yourself when you're doing this. There's a tool you can use, like a hollow tube, that some people like to use. I've never used it. And build it up. That's good. All right. See what we're looking like here. It's not bad. I've got more flash in the tail than I do on the body, so I'm going to add a little bit of flash on the body. A bit of flash. This looks good. This is angel hair silver. Oh, this stuff is wild. A bit messy. That is all tangled up. Just hope for the best. That's super fine material. Let's get our thread back close to our I'm going to trap some of the bobtail. 1 loose wrap, 2, and advance. I'm going to have to clean out this angel hair because some of it got trapped. This might have been a mistake. Just making sure that there's it's all open ends. But as I'm doing this, the material's so fine, I'm curling it. That's okay. Curls, I guess, are okay. There we go. All right. Need to clean that up a bit. Alrighty. purpose of this is not to be too material heavy, and now it's starting to look a little material heavy. So I'm thinking one more section of feather, and then one more section reverse tie, and then we call it good. This section of feather will do slightly shorter, so it stops at the kind of the midpoint of the fly. We don't want it to extend all the way back. Try to build up that mid-body section. So we'll do one feather on each side. Mid-body. Trim her off. Trim her off. Okay. We'll do our reverse tie here. If we have extra space between the eye of the hook, I don't care. We're just gonna have to live with it. Oh, our recycled fly, it ran out of material. We'll use whatever we have left. Whatever we have left. No, that's too thin. I'm going to need to bulk it up. But that's what we got. So because it's so thin, I'm not going to tie it too far back. I'm going to tie it pretty close to where I tied that feather in. And then we'll just leave empty space at the eye of the hook. Loose wrap. Distribute, tight, and swoop. Swoop it back. I'm building up the head. I don't want to come over the material so it lies flat, but I want to push it back. So I'm wrapping the thread so it starts to push it back. Like seating it. I don't know what they call that technique, but we'll stop it here. If I knew I was going to have that much space, maybe I would have picked a different color thread. That's okay. I do want good eyes. I have glow-in-the-dark eyes, but I'm not going to use them. Let's pick out everything, see what we're working with. All of this came from another, like just all recycled scrap material. Which doesn't look bad. Okay. Let's get some eyes. Get some eyes. I should have done a cooler feather. Maybe I could have gotten like a lateral line effect. But it's good. This is nighttime bait, so nobody's looking that hard. Here's a darker eye. kind of gold eye. We'll use that. Whoa, almost dropped it. The head, the eye placement here is actually going to be important. If I place it too far up, it's going to pinch. I want to keep that integrity. The head is way sparse. So I think I have to sit it back almost midpoint of that hook. And then hopefully that head will maintain its shape. Hopefully. Here we go. A little super glue. And then drop. I gotta hurry. Drop where I want it. Drop where I want it. Place. And set. Because I sat the eye so far back, now the eye looks small and the head looks massive. A bit ridiculous. I should have used the bigger eye. Let's get this side set. Set. Place the eye. That was not a good placement. I'm gonna have to save this. There we go. I imagine these eyes are going to fall off fairly quickly. All right. Let's try to save this head a little bit. Try to save the head. I'm going to place a drop of glue on the thread, and then I'm going to roll up just a bit, and then roll on the sides just a bit. And I want the glue to soak into where the thread and the material meet, and it'll harden, and then it'll keep that shape. But the action for this one is not forward, it's dropping down. So I don't really care that much. Don't care. All right. Cut that guy off. There it is. This is the nighttime bait I imagined. This is the nighttime bait I imagined. Inside, there are 2 glow-in-the-dark beads and 1 massive brass bead. And so the hope, and then this is very sparsely tied, not that heavy. The material will come together when it's wet. I'm not too worried about that in terms of shape. but I want it to fall, fall uniform like this. And this only works at night. This is not a daytime technique. Daytime technique, the bass are hunting up, and so you want realistic silhouette. But this one will go and then fall, strip, fall. So that's the function. All right, thanks for watching. I'm gonna be gone for a couple days, so I won't be tying. But I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.